Welcome to Skilling Minds, where we impart skill knowledge with easy to understand presentations and hands on sessions. So, whether you're a student or a corporate professional or a homemaker or an entrepreneur, adding skills helps you to increase productivity and attain proficiency. Most people delay adding new skills either due to lack of time or resources. But here at Skilling Minds, we will enable you to learn new skills at your own pace that can help you to stay ahead in today's competitive world. So let's jump straight away into today's topic and add a new skill to our portfolio with Skilling Minds. Part 11, Project Risk Management. In this part, we'll be going through the following topics: plan risk management, identify risks, perform qualitative risk analysis, perform quantitative risk analysis, plan risk responses, and control risks. What is plan risk management? Plan risk management is the process of defining how to conduct risk management activities for a project. The key benefit of this process is to ensure that the degree, type, and visibility of risk management are commensurate with both the risks and the importance of the project to the organization. The risk management plan is vital to communicate with and obtain agreement and support from all stakeholders to ensure the risk management process is supported and performed effectively over the project life cycle. Careful and explicit planning enhances the probability of success for other risk management processes. Planning is also important to provide sufficient resources and time for risk management activities and to establish an agreed upon basis for evaluating risks. The planned risk management process should begin when a project is conceived and should be completed early during project planning. In planning risk management, all approved subsidiary management plans and baseline should be taken into consideration in order to make the risk management plan consistent with them. The risk management plan is also a component of the project management plan. The project management plan provides baseline or current state of risk affected areas including scope, schedule, and cost. The quality and credibility of the risk analysis requires that different levels of risk probability and impact be defined that are specific to the project context. What is identify risks? Identify risks is the process of determining which risks may affect the project and documenting their characteristics. The key benefit of this process is the documentation of existing risks and the knowledge and ability it provides to the project team to anticipate events. Participants in risk identification activities may include the following: project manager, project team members, risk management team if assigned, customers, subject matter experts from outside the project team, and users, other project managers, stakeholders, and risk management experts. While these personnel are often key participants for risk identification, all project personnel should be encouraged to identify potential risks. Identify risks is an iterative process because new risks may evolve or become known as the project progresses through its life cycle. The frequency of iteration and participation in each cycle will vary by situation. The format, the risk statements should be consistent to ensure that each risk is understood clearly and unambiguously in order to support effective analysis and response development. A structure for describing risks using risk statements may be applied. For example, event may occur causing impact, or if cause exists, event may occur leading to effect. What is perform qualitative risk analysis? Perform qualitative risk analysis is the process of prioritizing risks for further analysis or action, assessing and combining their probability of occurrence and impact. The key benefit of this process is that it enables project managers to reduce the level of uncertainty and to focus on high priority tasks and risks. Perform qualitative risk analysis assesses the priority of identified risks using their relative probability or likelihood of occurrence, the corresponding impacts on project objectives if the risks occurs, as well as other factors such as the time frame for response and the organization's risk tolerance associated with the project constraints of cost, schedule, scope, and quality. Such assessments reflect the risk attitude of the project team and other stakeholders. Effective assessment therefore requires explicit identification and management of the risks approaches of key participants in the perform qualitative risk analysis process, where these risks approaches introduce bias into the assessment of identified risk. Attention should be paid to identify bias and correcting for it. As new information becomes available through the qualitative risk assessment, the risk register is also updated. What is perform quantitative risk analysis? Perform quantitative risk analysis is the process of numerically analyzing the effect of identified risks on overall project objectives. The key benefit of this process is that it produces quantitative risk information to support decision making in order to reduce project uncertainty. Perform quantitative risk analysis generally follows the perform qualitative risk analysis process. In some cases, it may be possible to execute the perform quantitative risk analysis process due to lack of sufficient data to develop appropriate models. The project manager should exercise expert judgment to determine the need for the viability of quantitative risk analysis, the availability of time and budget, and the need for qualitative or quantitative statements about risks and impacts will determine which methods to use on any particular project. Perform quantitative risk analysis should be repeated as needed as part of the control risks process to determine if the overall project risk has been satisfactorily decreased. Trends may indicate the need for more or less focus on appropriate risk management activities. As the analysis is repeated, a trend may become apparent that leads to conclusions affecting risk responses. What is plan risk responses? Plan risk responses is the process of developing options and actions to enhance opportunities and to reduce threats to project objectives. The key benefit of this process is that it addresses the risks by their priority, inserting resources and activities into the budget, schedule, and project management plan as needed. The plan risk responses process follows the perform quantitative risk analysis process. Each risk response requires an understanding of the mechanism by which it will address the risk. This is the mechanism used to analyze if the risk response plan is having the desired effect. It includes the identification and assignment of one person, an owner for risk response, to take responsibility for each agreed to and funded risk response. Risk responses should be appropriate for the significance of the risk, cost effective in meeting the challenge, realistic within the project context, agreed upon by all parties involved, and owned by a responsible person. Selecting the optimum risk response for several options is often required. Planning for possible risk responses can often result in recommendations for changes to the resources, activities, cost estimates, and other items identified during other planning processes. What is control risks? Control risks is the process of implementing risk response plans, tracking identified risks, monitoring residual risks, identifying new risks, and evaluating risk process effectiveness throughout the project. The key benefit of this process is that it improves efficiency of the risk approach throughout the project lifecycle to continuously optimize risk responses. Planned risk responses that are included in the risk register are executed during the life cycle of the project, but the project work should be continuously monitored for new, changing, and outdated risks. The control risks process applies techniques such as variance and trend analysis, which require the use of performance information generated during project execution. Control risks can involve choosing alternative strategies, executing a contingency or fallback plan, taking corrective action, and modifying the project management plan. The risk response owner reports periodically to the project manager on the effectiveness of the plan and unanticipated effects and any correction needed to handle the risk appropriately. The risk management processes produce information that may be used for future projects and should be captured in the organizational process. If you like this video, then please go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe Skilling Minds. Leave us a comment on which skill video would you like to watch next. Also, press the bell notification button so that you're informed as soon as we upload a new skill video. Till then, take care and bye.